do is actually going to go and wash the car now. So we've had this car for around 3 months. I've probably put about 4,000 miles on the car. Shamefully, I've not actually washed it. It being a black car, it is absolutely disgusting now. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for a drive, do some country lanes and wash the car. Probably by the time we're back home again, it's probably going to be absolutely disgusting, but that's what you get for owning a black car in the winter and living out in the countryside. So that's our plan for today. Now, we're 3 months into ownership of the vehicle, and I'll be completely honest, had no issues with it. It does need a little bit of work, as you know, the rear wheel bearing from a previous episode, but we're going to have a good day today, so we're not going to mention that. We're just going to skip right past that one. I have felt like the clutch release bearing is on its way out, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that off at some point in the near future, and whilst I'm in there I might replace the clutch. I had a look through the history and I can't see that a clutch has ever been replaced in this car. It feels nice and all, but we've just hit 171,000 miles, and whilst I'm in there doing the clutch release bearing, I might as well just bang the clutch in there just to future-proof the car, just be a little bit of peace of mind. So that's on the list as well. I think I'm going to give the car a service again soon. I might try and get it through winter if I can, and then service it maybe start spring, but if I feel like it needs to be done sooner, I might pick up a service kit and we can have a afternoon in the garage, me and you guys servicing this car. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not actually giving me any issues at all. Really nice, smooth, comfortable car. It's a late 2005 model, so the car is coming up to being 15 years old now, but I'll be completely honest, it doesn't feel like a 15-year-old car. Like, it's super tight and smooth, no knocks or bangs in the suspension. I feel like the E46 has aged really well for a car coming up to this age. So yeah, I was super pleased with it. Super cheap car, and you can get a lot of car for your money, in my opinion. So I paid a little over £1,000 for this car, as you know, I mentioned it before, and super happy with it. I've got no car finance, no loan, no debt against the car, so it's just, I don't have any need to really do anything in regards to selling it to get any money back. It's just a workhorse, it's just a daily driver, and I'll be completely honest, in my opinion, it's one of the nicest daily drivers that you can buy for that, in that price bracket of such a little amount of money. It's got the 2-litre diesel engine paired with a 6-speed manual, so my daily drive it's about 20 miles each way through country back roads, and I'm still returning like 40 miles per gallon in this car, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it. And it's where I've got the black coupe and the sport trim, it just looks like a really nice car, albeit very dirty at the moment, so let's go and sort that out at the moment. If I'm being picky with the car, visual wise, I need to replace the front fog lights as they are actually broken. I should probably do them soon actually, it's not expensive to do. I'm not really too sure why I haven't done it yet. The front arches are in pretty bad shape, they are starting to rust, so that is on the list of things to change up. Annoyingly, the rears have started to go as well. A little bit of a bigger job to fix that one though, so I'll have to weigh up my options if I feel like it's worth doing that or not. Also, the wheels are in really bad shape, they're all starting to corrode, paint's coming off, so they either need to be refurbed, or I might look at replacing them for a different set, maybe a different set of OEM wheels, or I might venture into the aftermarket wheels and have a look at maybe a nice set of wheels in that. I don't want anything too big, probably just stick with the OEM sizes of 18s. I think they work really well in this car, especially with the drop that it's got. I've had lots of different BMW E46s in the past, most engine options. I've had autos and manuals as well. Not had any of the 4 parts. I don't really see the necessarily need for me to want one of them, but I've had 320 petrols, 325, 330 petrols. I've also had a couple of 330 diesels. The 6-speed manual is really nice to get if you can get one. However, if you are looking for one of these cars and you find one which literally ticks every other box for you, however it has an auto gearbox, I wouldn't necessarily put your nose up and not get it just because of the automatic box. I'd definitely say go out and test drive it, see what you think about it, because the automatic boxes in these cars are actually really nice. They go when you want them to go, they're smooth for shifting. What are you doing, fella? And they're just nice. And the good thing with the autos is if you wanted the manual experience with them, what you can do is you can go out and buy an E46 M3 SMG wheel, which is relatively inexpensive. It's not a very expensive thing to do, buy it, and you can buy wiring. I believe you can get it from BMW, and which goes from the steering wheel to the car, and it makes the flappy paddles work when you push over the auto box into sports mode. So that's pretty cool. So you can have like a flappy paddle semi-automatic E46 for a relatively cheap mod. You'd probably be into it for less than £300 for the steering wheel and the wiring. So that's like a nice conditioned wheel as well. So that's a pretty cool little OEM plus thing that you can do to them if you're unable to find a manual and you wanted an automatic. But yeah, in the grand schemes of this thing, super happy with it. Don't plan on getting rid of it at all in the near future. There are some things that I would like to do to the car, but let's see where we go with it. The nice country drive. It's nice and quiet. It's got all the additional stuff from a sports model on here, so it's got the thickest steering wheel, which is really nice to grip and hold on to, and we've got the nice black sports leather interior, which is actually in very good condition. They're comfy, they hug you well. I've done lots of long journeys in these cars and I've never ever felt uncomfortable in the sports seats. This particular car, I did search for a long time for this particular model because it has the heated front seats, which is actually quite hard to find in an E46, which I thought was quite odd. I thought it would be something that most cars would have from mid 2000s onwards, but yeah, I just need heated seats, just a little bit precious like that. And super glad I've got them, especially as it is now starting getting quite cold over here in England. And yeah, they just come in really handy on early morning drives to work. But yeah, interior is super clean in this car. It's got the black Alcantara headliner and the pillars, and also I like this one because it's a slick top, it's non-sunroof model, so basically less things to leak go wrong. As we know, BMWs do like to leak, whether it's from the seals inside the car or if it's oil from the gearbox or from the engines. And we all know of the BMW coolant issues. However, that being said, I've never had any cooling issues with this particular car. It is going through a little bit of oil though, so that is something I need to investigate into. I don't think it's leaking, I think it's burning it. So I'm going to look for that option, investigate that. I also plan on giving a full service on this car at some point, just to make it run a little bit nicer, and it's just some good maintenance to do on the car. Not very difficult to do. These are very simple, still very simple cars to work on, which is certainly nice. I would say though, if you are looking at getting a diesel E46, whether it's the 320 or the 330D, make sure them pesky swell flaps are done. They're little plastic flaps that sit above the inlet, and they are prone to going brittle with age and falling off and falling into the engines, and you're just going to kill the engine. It's actually happened to me before. It was on my 330 diesel. I had a really nice 330 diesel sport touring automatic box. In that one, I was actually driving to the garage to get the swell flaps removed and have the car remapped, and I was about a mile out of my town on the way to the garage, and all of a sudden the engine just went. It just started making some horrific noises. It wasn't running on all cylinders. It was chucking a load of crap out the exhaust, and frustratingly enough, them swell flaps broke up and they fell into the engine whilst I was on my way to get them done. So all I can recommend is, as soon as you pick up a diesel, if it hasn't got it done, make sure you go out and get it done, because you're just going to have a bad time if you don't. So that's definitely something that I'd recommend you doing if you get one of these cars. But yeah, super chuffed with it. Certainly get one. If you want any information on one, drop me a message. I'm quite clued up on them. I've had quite a lot now. As I mentioned, I've had most of the options. So this is the 2 litre diesel. I've mentioned it a few times now, and it's just a great all-round car. It's just my daily driver, so it doesn't need to be the fastest thing in the world. It's not slow at all. It gets up and goes if I want it to. If I felt like I needed to overtake something, whether it be like a tractor or a lorry going slow and it was safe for me to do so, I know I could drop a couple of gears and this has got more than enough get up and go for it to get me past it and back in again. So yeah, it's not the slowest vehicle in the world. It's super good on fuel. Comparing it to the 330 diesel, because a few people have asked why didn't I get the 330D, why did I get the 320D? It's because the 320D gets much better fuel mileage and it still has some go in it. My 330 diesel, yes, it was quite pokey, had a lot of torque. When you put your foot down, it did go, and it was very responsive, very nice, very good car. However, it just drank more diesel than I necessarily wanted it to, and the whole point of this car was it to be just my runner to work, so I didn't want it to be the most expensive thing or thirsty thing in the world going, otherwise I would have probably just got a petrol. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind why I got a 2 litre diesel over the 3 litre diesel. So okay, so we're on some so yeah, just driving along. So we're gonna, let's see. Okay, so that's it. That's my opinion and views on my E46 320 coupe diesel. Hope you liked the video. If there's any questions that you had, please drop them down in the comment section, like it, and subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. So we've got the E30 and the E46. We do have lots of plans for both cars, so if you want to see more progress on them, add a subscription, and I'll see you in the next one. Should have a video on the E30 very soon, so yeah, see you in there. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.